Right, massive set of legends, welcome back. We're going to continue our buying 1,000 coins in a particular cryptocurrency and why. You know that I did an XRP one, I also did a HBAR one, so it only feels natural to do, well, an XLM one. Before you say it, I know, it's only a couple of G's, but there is some stuff going on with XLM that you guys need to be aware of, and you also know that I'm pretty bullish on XRP. So, buying 1,000 XLM, why is that a good choice right now? And as always, hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want to see more of these, let me know which coins you want to talk about in the comments down below, and we'll get those out to you ASAP. Right, with that being said, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, let's get into it. So, XLM, we've talked about it on the channel. We discuss it in my live stream, 4 p.m. Eastern every single day, but it's one of those coins that, well, people seem to be passing over. Their ecosystem is definitely growing. The whole stablecoin market is absolutely skyrocketing over there. And in my opinion, well, it's a pretty bullish choice. Along with HBAR, XRP, and many others, it is actually sitting in the top 10 non-EVM blockchain coins by FDV over here on Hargad. In fact, it's sitting there over $20 billion. So, you know, we're talking about something serious here. We're not just trying to pick some random coin from nowhere and tell you guys that it's going to be good. But when you start to peel the onion skin back on this ecosystem, well, it's hard to believe that people don't know more about it, especially with it being one of those ISO 222 compatible coins. And like I said, a ton of stuff going on in the background. So why am I bullish on XLM? Why do I think it's definitely worth your time to look at this as a portfolio investment? Well, there's a couple of things going on that you need to be aware of. The fact that we're now starting to see some SEC filings, particularly on these S3 and S1 forms. In fact, we've already had the filing for a ETF. This one, an Alt5 ETF, which is pretty interesting. Now, again, this is an August 1st filing, and this could be a number of different altcoins that go onto this particular one. You can see here, there's a number of lists of going on. XLM, absolutely in the mix. And we're seeing more and more now that XLM is being adopted by a number of different assets. And I, for one, expected to see on all of these kind of altcoin narratives, we may even see an XLM treasury. I'm not surprised. We obviously have AVAX, we've got Solana, SUI, XRP. XLM is only the natural next one. So again, you're going to see more and more of these as people become way more bullish on what's going on with it. Now, the reason being is, by the way, we're already starting to see some institution as well as some finance markets get involved with XLM. PayPal, for example, and Visa deals are really setting up the mainstream finance looking for XLM. Guess what? There is big moves coming and more finance coming in to push this, particularly across the highway for global payments. Now, XRP has always been traditionally the big money moves. So the big finance sectors, the big banks, everything else. Well, XLM is kind of for your eye. It's the everyday normie that just wants to be involved in the crypto markets. And the fact that we are now starting to see the Stellar Consensus Protocol really start to build off with its proof of agreement, well, it's securing the network through a system of trusted validators. This is a big news. It is decentralization at its best. And I think this is what separates XLM from another of other coins. Now, before everyone chucks in the comments, oh, I told you XRP was centralized, David Schwartz actually coming out today saying it's not, it's run by validators, bullish news. Check out that video if you haven't already. But the network is consistently ranked among the top blockchain for cross-border payments and multi-currency transactions, supported and built from the offset. Builders love it, developers love it, and reality is retail love XLM right now as well. So they are some key things to think about. We also, like I said, continue to see that Visa expansion, particularly around things like Stellar as well as Avalanche. And actually, we're seeing this stablecoin market absolutely skyrocket. I've been saying for a while now that the stablecoin market is basically going to be one of the key things that drive some of these blockchains. It's big on Ethereum. It's big on BNB. Solana, obviously, with the whole Memecoin narrative, has a big one over there as well. So these are all playing out very importantly over the course of the last, kind of 6 months. And I think this is where it becomes important. And by the way, XLM is no slouch when it comes to this. Just look at this. Their stablecoin market cap, 652.84 million. It's about 10 times Cardano's stablecoin market cap, FYI, and actually generating a ton of fees as well as volume. And look at this, a skyrocketing value, and it's still only 141 million. That tells you that not only is it a great investment right now, there is a ton of growth that can come with XLM as well. So where do people think XLM is going to go? Well, in the short term, we could see XLM drop down a little bit depending on what the market does. But some key things to think about, the 50-day SMA and the 20-day SMA, which could start to see us peak at a significant rally to the upside. Again, holding at 40 cents right now is a key level. We actually were as high as 52. If you start to Fibonacci this mother trucker though, it starts to get a little bit more spicy. We could see it wick down to that 37 range that we talked about here on the daily before a nice push back to the upside, maybe even retesting around 51 or 45. But we're not here for the small change. We want to know where this is going to go. How high is XLM going to sit in this market? Well, we always talk about this, the 1618 and the 2618 being a key level. That could be anything between 83 cents and 113. Well, let's go a little bit higher. Let's talk macro bullish. 142 at the 3618 could be a next big mover in this crypto bull cycle. Now, the big one. I know what you all want. 2-bit. How high can this go in the years to come? Well, let's take a look. And you have to take this with a pinch of salt, all right? Because, again, it's difficult to predict exactly where we're going to be. But more importantly, let's talk about how bullish this is going to get. Now, again, we talked about 2025. Where can we get to? Maybe by the end of the year. We could be retesting that 52, maybe even a buck. Let's talk about what that looks like over the next few years. Well, let's talk about 2026. Where could we see all time? Could we see anything from around 58 to 80 cents? Absolutely. Okay, let's jump forward. People predict we could see $3 coming in 2030. Depends on what adoption for the market. And as always, if we chuck it to 2040, if you can hold on to your coins, I know people are going to put in the comments, 2-bit, that's 15 years away. But people didn't make billions of dollars with Bitcoin by selling it in the first week. All right, they've held on to it and that's what it's done. Could we see Stellar Lumen XLM at a price point of $180 by 2040? Well, my opinion, anything can happen. And that's why in some cases, it is worth holding 1,000 of a particular coin. It might not be about this year. It might not be about next year. It might not even be about the year after. But if you think about buying Bitcoin under $1 and you bought 1,000 of it, where would you be right now? Well, you're probably driving a Lambo. So let me know what you think in the comments. Again, let me know what you think of XLM. And if you've got a coin you want me to do, let me know that as well. And we'll definitely be continuing this series as you guys absolutely seem to love it. So as always, thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.